Are you ready for some great news regarding Social Security? Today, November 20th, a newly approved $1,900 payment is set to be distributed to eligible recipients. In today's update, we'll reveal who will benefit from this significant financial support and provide vital insights into the current dynamics surrounding Social Security. Stay tuned as we break down what you need to know. Many of us might have heard about the ongoing discussion concerning the government's borrowing from Social Security. Officially, it's termed as borrowing, but voices like Representative Graves suggest it feels more like stealing from the public. It's a significant concern because this type of borrowing could potentially create a shortfall in benefits, estimated at a staggering $700 billion. Let's delve deeper into what Representative Graves has to say. He is a vocal advocate for protecting the hard-earned benefits of our essential workers such as police, teachers, and firefighters. These public servants, he argues, are unfairly impacted by cuts that result from the government's financial maneuvers. His frustration is crystal clear as he calls for immediate and decisive action to halt what he sees as nothing short of theft. On a more legislative note, there's the Social Security Fairness Act, which recently marked a milestone by passing in the House. It's now poised to make its way to the Senate. This act is pivotal for millions of Americans, although it specifically affects about 2.8 million, which is just a small portion of the 70 million total Social Security recipients. Whether the act will be successful in the Senate remains uncertain, but its impact, should it pass, could be profound. And there's another intriguing development on the horizon. Imagine this. Bernie Sanders is teaming up with Donald Trump. Yes, you heard that right. This unlikely partnership could potentially result in a $2,400 boost for Social Security beneficiaries. Could you envision these two powerhouses joining forces for such a cause? It certainly presents an interesting possibility. Turning our attention back to the imminent $2,900 payments. Here's the scoop. If your birthday falls between November 11th and 20th, it's time to check your accounts today. This payment mirrors the one you received back in October. It's one of the final payments for 2024, and some anticipated changes will occur in January of the following year. The topic of Social Security constantly raises several complex issues, especially around its funding and future solvency. Many Americans rely heavily on these benefits, and there's growing concern about how governmental borrowing impacts its long-term sustainability. At the core of the debate is whether the government, which has borrowed from the Social Security Trust Fund for years, is undermining the system's integrity. Some argue that it's a necessary measure to fund other pressing governmental needs, while others, like Representative Graves, see it as a detrimental practice that could deplete resources meant for our most vulnerable citizens, the retired and disabled. This conversation isn't just about numbers, it's about the lives affected by every legislative decision. In light of this, there is a call for greater transparency and accountability from Congress. The idea here is to protect not just the interests of current beneficiaries, but also to ensure the system's viability for future generations. Having the right legislation passed is paramount, which brings us back to the Social Security Fairness Act and other potential reforms like the collaborative efforts of Bernie Sanders and Donald Trump. While the fate of the newfound proposed changes hinges on numerous political factors, there is a necessity for bipartisan cooperation now more than ever. We're seeing some movement towards unified solutions, as evidenced by recent legislative actions, but it falls upon us, the public, to stay informed and advocate for what is fair and just. As we look towards tomorrow with the new $1,900 payments arriving, let's remember the importance of these developments not just for ourselves, but for every Social Security recipient. This infrastructure is a crucial safety net for millions, embodying the principles of shared responsibility and care. If you enjoyed today's update and want more content like this, please consider subscribing and liking the video to stay in the loop with all things Social Security related.